So, we wait a minute till a few people pop on. And we just look at Michael. And we're live. But that's probably the iconic thing that you worked on in your career, right? Would be history.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest.
Michael Jackson. And then there's this Mariah Carey. How many times did it go platinum?
Well, that was 9 million, but it's over that now. When I got the plaque, It was 9 million.
You got to. Will they update the platinum record for you?
Probably not. I mean, I could get a new one.
We're in Dr. Vibb's CD collection room. And
you can easily get lost in here if you're not careful.
He walks right in and just grabs the CD he's looking for. Yeah. And there's some more platinum records, by the way. See, there's a Meat Loaf.
Meat Loaf, Mariah Carey's the single.
And this is another.
Yeah.
It's the single, right?
Yeah, For You Are Not Alone.
You're Not Alone. For Michael. And then
Billy Joel, River of
Billy
Dreams.
Joel, I've never heard of him. Now, this is interesting because you didn't work on this record, but he liked you so much, he gave you...
this was a gift.
This is one of our comments. That's awesome. Wow.
Oh, thanks.
We're gonna answer the how many CDs. But yeah, that was a gift from Michael. You guys were.
Yeah, so I didn't work on that, but
Michael was
so the number
really,
of CDs
generous. The number of CDs
is 10,000.
Oh, I was gonna make him guess.
Oh, well,
we were gonna guess. I was gonna give away $100, and if they guessed, yeah. But sorry.
Well, I gave the biggest hint that there could be.
I was in. Brian, I was an extra in Muppets from Space, so I've worked.
Oh, really?
I've actually worked with Kermit before. I wheel the gurney in with Gonzo for any of you that are going to go back and watch it now.
Nice.
People are like, "No, I'm not going to go back and watch it." So what do 10,000? I never watched it the first time. Why would I go back? So, anyways, it's 10,000 CDs. I thought we'd start in here before we go into the studio. Start with your CD room, and there's Brian.
Hey, welcome. Now we got the Bob Marley shirt going today.
And just, for anyone that missed it, again, we're looking at Platinum Records, and then this was the one that you worked on with Michael and Bruce.
Yeah, history.
And
the whole recording team.
Yeah, so let's go check out the studio.
Yeah.
And you guys can always review this again.
Walk this way.
But, we have to pass the Grammy collection. Just conveniently. We conveniently... Is that a racing game on the floor? Mercedes, it says. Is there a racing game on the floor? He does have a son. It wasn't a game. Were they talking about that?
Oh, cars. Yeah.
See how this is cool, because this is that's the interactive part of doing a video like this, because we might miss something.
That's right.
And Brain Vibberts is also the Emperor of China.
Yeah, it's a little known fact.
Something people don't know as we walk through the house, the myth, the towels.
And here we are.
And here we are in the studio, where this is the studio where Chick Corea's last few albums have been mixed.
That's right.
Also a new one with Bela Fleck.
Yep, called Two.
It's called Two,
and
there's a bunch of gear, and I cannot go above any higher in the frame to show them what is. I'll just go like this. I'll show the part that has been leaked on our website.
Uh-oh.
This is on our.
Watch that pan.
Yeah, I can't go any further than that. That's what we've been listening to today, by the way. It's a new thing. It's a brand new thingamahorse.
Yes, it is. And we did some listening tests. And
tell us. I mean, you heard a new product, a significant
new Antelope audio product. I mean, I have. Some of the best pieces that are made by Antelope, and I love what I have, so I really thought that it couldn't be beat. But after doing the listening test, the new product, it beat it. So now I'm excited about getting that and putting that into my system.
So wait a minute. So it beat the best that we've ever brought you.
Yes, that is right.
So Antelope on a whole new level.
Yeah,
we won't get into it any more than that. We're going to be announcing this very soon.
You'll find out soon.
You're going to find out soon what it is. We gave them a little the peek that we've snuck out on Facebook. So let's talk about your work and your career. Let's talk about, since we led with it, let's talk about working with Michael and what that was like for you as an engineer coming up and still, that was what, 25 years ago now? 24?
That was in all of 1994.
Oh, so 21 years ago.
Yeah.
And literally made history working on history with Michael.
Exactly.
But tell us what it was like. I mean, you knew him. You guys were close every day. You were tracking.
Yeah, he was in every single day. It took every single day of 1994. I think we had 7 days off is what I've counted. And
7 days off the whole year.
The whole year. So it was every day. So which was just an amazing time. I mean, Michael wasn't there every single day, but he was there, I don't know, 80% of the time. So a lot of days. But we had a great recording team. We were recording in several rooms at once at the Hit Factory, at the now it's condominiums, which is kind of sad to say. But yeah, we had a great recording team. Bruce Swedien was mixing, and I was in the room with him for all of that as well. So yeah, just amazing working with Michael on that project.
And what was he like as a person as you got to know him?
Yeah, he was shy at first because I was one of the only new faces in the studio. But after about a month, he warmed up to me, and very respectful to anybody that came in. He treated people with respect and was warm and caring to everybody, and no real ego there, which is kind of hard to believe someone at that level, but it just didn't exist with him.
Is it true that he always seemed to know what he wanted? He knew just what the sound that he wanted.
Yeah, he would have it in his head, and he would tell us, as the engineers on the project, what he was looking for and what he wanted sound-wise. And then we would develop it further, especially Bruce. I mean, he's legendary. So then we would, we would do it until he would say, yeah, that's it, that's right. But he would have it all in his head, and finally, when we got all the pieces together, then we would hear it like he was hearing it. So.
And you mixed it as you went. There was no mix down at the end as we make records today.
Yeah, it was mixed.
You had it up on the board, you create it, you'd add parts.
And then we would have, like, say, the basic tracking, drums and keyboards and all that kind of stuff. And then we might add an orchestra, and then we'd mix the orchestra into that, so then it would be a mix as it was going. And then we may add some more guitar lines, and then that would be added to the mix. And then we might add a choir, and then that would be added to the mix. So yeah, each time it would be mixed as we went. So at any point we could listen to it as a mix to see if there was any other parts that need to be done. So I think it's a cool way of working.
And how many vocal tracks typically would he lay down on a typical song?
Not a lot. Each song was different. Usually not more than 10. I mean, anyone that is a producer or an engineer that does vocal comping, kind of how it goes with doing multiple takes. And then you get to the vocal comp, which is choosing the best takes. And then it's kind of usually easy to figure out which ones are better. But with Michael, like, every single one seemed perfect. So you're trying to figure out, well, perfect A, perfect B, perfect C.
And he wasn't tracking these till he was blue in the face over.
No, not at all. No.
It was just come in.
Right. There were a couple that, kind of went on longer than others.
Right.
But that's because he just wanted to. He was like, I think we have it. Now let me do another one, that kind of thing.
So usually you'd work your whole career, you'd work and do several big records and work your way up. And you just pretty early on in your career, you ended up with this massive project.
Right.
What was it like then to go on to work with Mariah Carey and Meat Loaf and Green Day and some of the other people that you've worked with in your career, kind of starting from Michael?
I've been very fortunate.
You just tell them all to shut up. I worked with Michael.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Once you mention Michael's name, like, everyone is just like
instant respect.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Which is,
I've got cred. I'm sorry. What did you say? Did you not understand what I said? Michael Jackson history. Go back and sit down. Let me work. But no, was it like, how did that shape you going forward?
Well, first of all, I took everything that I learned from that project, and I just brought it to all the other projects that I did after that. And I still do that. I mean, in terms of recording with stereo miking techniques and different mix tricks that I use. Some of that stuff comes from the days with Michael, some of it, and watching Bruce and learning from Bruce Swedien. and learning from, you know, guys like Mick Gazowski and Al Schmidt with some miking techniques. All of that stuff I kind of bring along the way and make it my own.
Yeah, because it wasn't just Bruce Swedien you came up with. You came up with
a lot of different people.
Mick and
Mick Gazowski
and Frank.
Frank Filippetti,
yeah,
Kevin Killen, who does like, you know, the U2 and Peter Gabriel's stuff. Learned a lot from Kevin.
Someone asked a question, which Chick Corea, I mean, and once you did one, you've been mixing them almost ever since, pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
the first Chick one was in 2007, the new Crystal Silence with Gary Burton. That was the first one. And since then, I've lost track a little bit, but it's somewhere around 18 or 19 discs.
Discs, totally.
Yeah.
Because some of them were multi-disc sets.
Yeah, right.
Live sets.
Yeah,
and
so I say
one,
discs because...
and the new one's with Roberta Flack, right?
Actually, no. The first one... wait, no, I have it wrong. The first one that I did...
The new one's Bela Fleck, by the way.
The first one that I did with Chick was called The Five Trios.
Oh, that's right.
So the first one that I did with Chick was doing a 5 CD box set. and
he somehow loved how that thing sounded. Like he just said, I want this sound.
Yeah, he loved it. So then he called me again and again and again. And I've been very lucky. Working with Chick is amazing. You know, obviously is an incredible
And you
musician.
do a lot of live stuff too. Like the new, you recorded with all Antelope gear, the new Layla Hathaway album.
Yeah, that's right.
Her
Live
live
at the
album
Troubadour.
that's coming out this month, or releasing this month.
That's right.
And you went out. That was an experience, right?
Yes, it was.
I was in Germany. You know, he's got all this gear I left with him for the Antelope stuff, which he'd used before but not made a record with.
Yeah.
So I left you my trusty video assistant.
Yeah, it all worked well.
That makes a record, right? It's just cables and wires, right? Video guy. But you guys killed it. I mean, they seem really happy, and everything sounds great.
Yeah.
But talk about being in that video truck.
Oh, being in the video truck. I mean, first of all, it wasn't an ideal place to be in doing audio because I had all the audio from the video guys and the director literally feet in front of me.
They're getting stage audio.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're trying to listen to
my
the Antelope Mike Breed audio, right? Because we had a splitter.
Right. And I had the Genelex there, which I use Genelex a lot. And I had headphones. So I was mostly going to the headphones. But then, of course, you have the directors, like camera 1, camera 3, camera 2.
You're shouting while you're trying to track this thing.
But, those are the obstacles that you come across.
And didn't the mic go out on the kick drum on one part?
Oh, yeah. One of the... Well, luckily I had more than one mic on the kick. But
we always use 7 mics on our kick drums.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you have 64 inputs. And so talk a little bit about that rig that you brought out there with the... we'll post some pictures, but you brought like... 64 channels. And like a couple small racks, right?
Yeah, just 2 small racks, and I had 64 inputs going at 96K, 24-bit. Very powerful system.
Size-wise, how would you compare this to what you would usually have to bring out?
I mean, in the past, usually it's been a truck. so going from the large truck, and this just fit in my car. So...
It seems, and of course I work with Antelope, but it seems pretty revolutionary to say, okay, I got to make a live record. I need 60 inputs. Let me get the truck that cost $500,000, whatever those trucks cost. I mean, you were mixed Made in America. Music Mix Mobile.
Made in America,
and,
right.
You've done these gigs, so you've brought these trucks. When I ran into you at the Rose Bowl
with Justin Timberlake,
when I was
Jay-Z.
up there with Antelope for the Justin Timberlake Jay-Z thing, we're up front of house there, and you came by, and we're like, "Oh, Brian, what do you?"
Yeah, we didn't even know each other.
We knew each other, but we didn't know each other. But you were in a truck that day.
That's right.
So really, you could have been in a broom closet this time. Right now, right?
Yes.
For the Layla stuff, I mean, they could have pretty much stuck you almost anywhere that you had some isolation, is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, that's right, because it fit anywhere, because it was a small setup.
We got
small yet very powerful.
We've got some pictures of that. We'll post that.
Cool.
But Brian, you'll probably hang out at NAMM again this year in January.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you guys
come to NAMM and say hello. And
hang out and see Brian.
Yeah, totally.
AES is in New York in 2 weeks, the 30th through the 1st of November. We will be playing videos of Brian's work. We've got some of the best of stuff, and
so I'll be there in spirit.
You'll be there in spirit, and your partner will probably stop by.
That's right. Alex Hooten will probably be there.
Hey, Alex, I'm sure he'll watch this. So good luck with all your. Tell us what you're working on right now. You mentioned
Jennifer Thomas, who's a pianist that lives in Seattle, and I'm mixing a Christmas album, 12 songs, and it was done with piano and orchestra. Some of it has full choir. So really amazing sound. Glenn Gabriel did the arrangements. He's in Sweden.